Hoi hoi! Today I'm hiking 21 kilometers to the mining town Jesenice. According to the elevation profile, it's about 9 kilometers uphill and then almost all the way downhill. So one big ass mountain. According to the guidebook, it's easy, but we'll see about that. As they say it's been easy before, and I found it harder than expected. But you never know. We'll see. Let's hike. I think this is going to be another short video. I've been on this gravel road since Dofje, the village, 5 kilometers ago, and about 3 kilometers to go to the top of the hill. It's fairly easy walking. It's a gravel road, so the gradient isn't too bad, but it's also a little boring. I'm not usually tempted to listen to music while I'm hiking, but I might do so just now. The gravel road is going down again. It is about a kilometer and a half earlier than expected. So I'm hoping that I've conquered the mountain, but I'm not entirely confident. Almost 13 kilometers in, time for a break and second breakfast. Have I mentioned yet how much I miss my ice towel? So for the record, I miss my ice towel. It would have come really handy in right about now, especially those meadows where the grass retains the heat and it's way warmer than in the forest. So there's a small information sign here that says that the ore was transported in carts like the one we saw just now, and that they were towed by small oxen called terci. And when they went down the slope, the back wheels were taken off so that the back end would slide on the ground and provide friction for braking. And the braking tracks can still be seen in the rocks, and if I look behind me I can see indeed indentation in the rocks, so that must be part of the tracks mentioned. So that's really cool that after all those time the tracks are still visible in the rocks. So here's another information sign explaining that there are two chapels at both the beginning and the end of the steepest part of the Oort path. And the first chapel is where the drivers could rest and check the yoke. And the second chapel is at the end of the steepest part where they could fix the yoke if needed. All of a sudden there are plenty of waymarks again, painted on the trees, which makes me suspect that this stretch is maintained by a different volunteer than the earlier stretches. Basically what I've noticed is that there are two philosophies when it comes to waymarking a trail. The first one is plenty of waymarking, reassuring hikers that they're on the right track, putting a waymark at basically every junction. And personally that's the one I prefer. But then there's also another philosophy, and that means if you don't see a waymark, you just continue straight on the road you were following. And that means sometimes you can go for many kilometers without seeing a waymark, like this morning on the gravel road. And once you know which philosophy someone is following, you can get used to it. And but personally I like to check with the GPS, because if I haven't seen anything after a couple of kilometers I get a bit anxious. So, and then I have to just double check on the GPS if I'm still on the correct path. So two different philosophies I think, but I don't fault any volunteer for whatever choice they make. It's hard enough to find volunteers nowadays for maintaining a trail. I have maintained a trail myself and I know how much work it is, how much work goes into it. I've also designed trails myself for my hiking club, and it's quite a lot of work. So whatever it is, I'm grateful that there are volunteers and that there is waymarks, whatever method they choose. Once again, the waymarks diverge from the GPS trail. The waymarks stay high above the city in the hills, and the GPS trail goes into the city and along the river. I am staying in Jesenice, so I want to go into town, and therefore I'm doubling back and going down into the city. And then tomorrow I will read the guidebook and make my choice which to follow. But for now I'm going to abandon the waymarks and into the city it is. I made it to my accommodation, Mojstrana, which is an actual freaking mountain hut. The app booking.com said it was 3.3 kilometers from the city center, but from the railway station where I ended my hike today, it was about 9 kilometers, so way too much. Therefore I ordered a taxi, which apparently are not too easy to find in Jesenice. But when I called one was actually right in the area. So after a short wait, he took me up to the hut, which is way freaking up on a hill. So no way I could have ever walked it. And tomorrow he's going to take me back again, which he found really funny because he thought I was going to hike from the hut. And in his opinion, that was the whole point of going to the hut in the first place. So basically, my Dutch frugal nature has done me in, because the taxi was 30 euros, so 60 in all, and the room was 40 euros. So in total about 100 euros. I would have been better off booking a more expensive room in the center of Jesenice itself. So if you book accommodation at booking.com, don't believe the distance from the city center that is listed, and also always double check yourself. But for now, I have a room all to myself. I'm going to relax. I did some shopping before I ordered the taxi. I have a nice juicy watermelon and some drinks, and I'm going to edit videos and maybe have a little look around, because it would be a shame going all the way to the hut here and not do a short little hike in the area. See you tomorrow.